Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you here today. Every once in a while, you sit down and you make a video. I start talking about professional wrestling, and I have sort of like a thing set up in my mind about how the video is going to go. And today was one of the days that I think I just slipped the main reason I was making the video. I started talking about Cody Rhodes and Rock, and people saying that that's going to be the main event of WrestleMania 41, and I completely didn't talk about the interaction between Cody and The Rock last night. I don't know. At this point right now, I'm sort of watching the TV, and I know The Rock wants to portray himself as this heel. I kind of thought, honestly, with him saying, like, as I ride off into the sunset, the final boss character will be gone, and maybe the next time that we see The Rock, he will be portraying the babyface Rock that we all knew for years, that this was just sort of like a chapter in his career, but maybe like The Rock is gonna portray himself as a heel. Maybe like the same way that we saw like Vince McMahon portray himself for years on WWE, that he's gonna be sort of like the heel member of the board. That kind of like points the direction for which WWE is going to go, and it's not always going to be that the way that us fans want it to be, because I'm not 100% sure, but I think The Rock was trying to let us know that he burned Cody's bus at WrestleMania 40. It was just a tweet in the wind, and nothing really came of it. I didn't see it on any of the pre-shows. I didn't hear it talked about at WrestleMania. Just Cody tweeted that his bus caught on fire in Philadelphia, and he said that everything was all right and nobody got hurt. We saw the bus during WrestleMania, and the bus didn't seem like anything was wrong with it. At one point on Saturday, we saw Cody come out of it with his coat, but last night on Raw, we saw The Rock come down to the ring and sort of pull Cody close. And he handed him something, and he was basically saying that he doesn't even have to look in his hand to know what he is giving him. And at the moment, kind of was thinking like, he maybe he's giving him like some like during the WrestleMania 40 post show, they talked about, they went out and they got him the watch that he talked about on his documentary on Peacock, that Dusty Rhodes pawned his father so he could move to Los Angeles and go to film school, and maybe start his career and his life off in that direction. They were able to get him that watch back, and you can tell as a family man, as somebody who loved his father and lived in his shadow, that was a big thing that he really appreciated. Cody had one hell of a weekend. It's his third year in the company, and I think they really thank him for coming back and being that main babyface for them, that they kind of would do anything to put it over the top. And Triple H talked about it. It was Bruce Pritchard's idea. I'm looking forward to hearing his next podcast that he's going to be on, and maybe he can get into that story. He doesn't talk a lot about the new things that happen in wrestling, but with that sort of being like about wrestling but not in it, I'm hoping that he'll sort of talk about that whole deal, and then Conrad will bring that up. But I'm not 100% sure, because they didn't really portray it, but was Rock handing Cody a lighter? And he was saying that he burnt his bus down, and he was trying to maybe like scare Cody into the fact, or maybe even kill Cody. Hell, we don't know how far he was really wanting to go. Did he want to scare him to the fact that maybe he would leave and go back to Georgia and not want to be a part of the show? I'm not really 100% sure, because they haven't told us the story. But this is like the third interaction between The Rock and Cody that Cody hasn't really gone into. There was the first night when The Rock came down and challenged Roman Reigns, when he pulled him tight and he kind of whispered in his ear. And at that point, I was watching, and I thought he was saying something to the fact of, that he thought he was going to get this main event spot. That's kind of what was planned out for a year, but they're going to find a way to make him bigger that when he finally gets the match that he wanted to have at WrestleMania 41. He's still going to be the star, but bigger. I thought maybe that was something like that. Then we have the interaction with them on Monday Night Raw on the go home to WrestleMania. That was a surprise Rock appearance where Rock pulled him in close, whispered in his ear, and then just walked out of the ring. And I'm sitting here watching TV, and I'm thinking to the point of like, did he like tell him like, I'm on your side? This is all a ruse. I'm not really with Roman because Roman wasn't there. But wouldn't be Roman be watching TV, or is he so confident that he's not watching it either? And then in the back at the end of the show, The Rock jumps him. And some people even went as far to say that he thought that, Rock called the shot and told Cody, in his ear, I'm going to make you bleed tonight. And Cody had to, be wondering when it was coming. But, this interaction, we're not 100% sure, but is it a challenge? Is he basically telling him that there's a day that the final boss is coming back? Are we going to have to wait a year? I don't know. I don't get it, but let's get it on. Cody versus The Rock. Looks like it's happening.